our true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It is a matchup between the best of the Atlantic versus the bottom of the Central Division. The Windsor Express make their first visit to the Scotiabank Centre to take on the Halifax Hurricanes. Hurricanes 9-1, Express 4-7. Welcome everybody, my name is Dan Hobson. Glad to be back here after a little bit of a stint, and joining me is Vince Williams for the call here. 4-7 versus 9-1, but don't let the record fool you. This should be a pretty good one here. Vince, let's get your opening thoughts here before the tip.
Well, absolutely. Halifax trying to rebound after their first loss of the season on Thursday night in overtime, losing to the St. John Riptide. The Riptide able to get it done here at Scotiabank Centre, a thing that usually doesn't happen to this Halifax team in the last two seasons, is lose on home court. So an opportunity tonight for the Hurricanes to rebound after that first loss, breaking up that opportunity to chase down the London Lightning, and that record of consecutive wins at 11 halts at 9. So an opportunity to get a little bit better. I'm looking for some great things out of the defense. I mean, when they get their hands in passing lanes and get opportunities in transition to get out in the open floor, get easy buckets, and Clint Scales is doing his thing at the point guard position, distributing the basketball, things go well. But when they get stagnant, when they're not able to chase guys off the line, off the three-point line that is, and force them into tough opportunities, that's when things get a little bit stagnant. So the goal tonight, I'd say the key tonight would keep the Windsor Express under 96 points, where they've been all season long defensively. If they can do that, they'll be pretty successful at picking up win number 10.
Pretty well just almost set the reset button here. Trying to start another streak are the Hurricanes. Let's take a look at the starting five. First for the visiting Windsor Express, Warren Ward, the team captain, the former London Lightning. Maurice Jones, Quinnell Brown, second stint with the Express, Wally Ellenson, and Nick Evans here getting a second chance after what was really a tough season last year for him. Bounced around with the Island Storm as well as the London Lightning, and doing very well here for them as the Hurricane starting five is Tyrone Watson, Mike Poole, Cliff Klinkskills, Billy White, and CJ Washington. And the first possession belonging to the Hurricanes, and they'll turn it over quickly with just 13 seconds gone here in the first. Important for them to definitely get off to a good start here in front of what is a really good crowd tonight here at the Scotiabank Centre bench.
Probably the best crowd, I would say, all season long, outside of the home opener.
Evans there. Nice passing around, but couldn't get the finish as he was too strong on that, as they do a quick entry pass inside to Washington. And didn't quite have the number, so they'll kick it back out and set things up. There is Clink Scales, clock at 10. Jumping was Evans. This allowed Washington to drive. In the meantime, he took too many steps, so another turnover, back-to-back turnovers on possessions here for the Hurricanes.
Well, I would definitely say that particular trip down, a good ball movement, moving the defense. CJ won too many steps, but that's going to be a key tonight. CJ getting his opportunities at the rim, averaging 16 points on the season, coming off of injury. The last two games before the last home game against the St. John Riptide, CJ, that 16 points wasn't there, so it's going to be big tonight for him to get off to a good start.
Washington with a jumper from outside. It doesn't go. So a little bit of a quiet start here as we're coming up to 1.5 gone. Still looking for our first bucket here. Here's Warren Ward. Got a step back, but wasn't able to hit there. 0-3 for the Express and 0-2 for the Hurricanes. Here is Poole now. Entry pass, wide open, draws the contact. Evans fouls him, and it's nice passing around. You were talking about off the top of them passing it around, and good things will happen.
Yeah, there's no doubt that when they move the basketball in their half-court sets and don't allow the defense to set up and distribute the basketball, and this team is very good and very unselfish at giving up a good shot for a better shot. As you can see in the replay there, Billy was able to get to the rim and draw the contact and give himself an opportunity to shoot 2 free throws. So ball movement, moving the defense and shifting that defense is going to be key in their half-court sets. So if they can do that and continue to be successful in that, I think they're going to have a pretty good night offensively.
Didn't get anything from the line on that one, so still waiting for our first bucket as we're coming up to the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. As we take a look at Maurice Jones, 37% from the field this season, to Quinnell Brown. Watched by Poole, step back over Poole and hits it.
Yeah, nice jump shot there, that half-court set by Quinnell Brown. No stranger of the Scotiabank Center, once a member of the defunct Halifax franchise team. So he knows what it's like to shoot in these friendly confines of Scotiabank Center. Good half-court set by the Express.
Poole can't get it, but it was a weak side offensive rebound there by Washington, and the putback and make it 2-2.
And I think that's what's going to be one of the keys tonight, the motor of CJ. CJ able to move without the basketball, he gets in great offensive position to get those putbacks. He's going to be a force as he's able to use his energy running from rim to rim. And I haven't seen a big man this season able to keep up with that particular motor. So Nick Evans has got a tough task this evening of trying to stay with CJ.
That hit the foot of Maurice Jones, but the Hurricanes managed to keep it alive. Clock at 12. Down low to Watson, and a nice hook shot and in.
Yeah, and that's another mismatch, I would say, on the evening, is Tyrone Watson being guarded in that post area. And, I mean, Wally Ellenson's got a tough matchup defensively this evening. He's going to try to basically control, and I'm not sure if he can control Tyrone Watson inside that painted area.
Also, one of the things they have to make sure of is protect the basketball. This Halifax Hurricane team, they're good at steals, number ones in steals and steals per game, usually averaging about 10. So they're going to have to protect the rock if they can. And that was too strong there, or actually it was Watson there trying to go 1-on-3, and the numbers did work out, so back come the Express the other way.
And that's what they need to do defensively, get their hands in passing lanes and get those easy opportunities out in transition. That's going to be a key tonight for the Express. They don't want to get low in their half-court set and try to beat that tough defense of the Canes. CJ with the putback underneath, and that's what you get right there. He's a tough customer, 2-3 feet away from the basket, Dan, CJ is.
Yeah, it's going to, as you say, going to be a tough night there for some of the bigs here for the Windsor Express, and Evans just couldn't be able to close the door that time. A little bit of a double team there quickly by the Hurricanes as they do an entry pass. Backing in on Washington is Evans. Step back and over, no good. Well short, quickly up as Washington gets a little bit of a tap there. Not called, but he'll get the bucket anyway.
But see, there you go. Great defensive play on one end, able to close out on Evans, force the tough shot, and then beat Evans down the court in transition and finish with the left hand. Great transition offense there by the Hurricanes.
Ellison with the shot from outside. It goes. He averages 12 points, 12.7 points a game. There is the 6'6" guard out of Marquette. 7:25 to go. 8-7 to score.
And you just mentioned that there, Dan, guard, and he's playing out of position, forced to play the small forward and power forward position. So for the Hurricanes, what they should be doing is exploiting that particular mismatch on the offensive side and trying to go down low on Ellison.
Hurricane crowd making a little bit of noise as DeAndre Thomas, one of their favorites, and we use that term lightly, is now into the game here for the Express. And there he is, backing in on Washington, or Washington backing in on him, but That little bit of a size advantage there, and Washington couldn't get the finish that time as we come up to 6:46 to go. And Express looking here to take the first lead that they've had here in the game on this possession. Thomas drives, picked. Talk about a team that can do well with steals. They come up with one there. Here's Poole wide open for three. Yes.
And that's the game right there. Hands in passing lanes, forcing the issue defensively, getting into the open floor. And Clint Scales, once again, the quarterback of the offense, making the right play, getting a wide open Mike Poole from distance and knocking down that wide open trace.
Shot clock at 10. Poole with some tough D on Grinnell Brown. There was a double team that left Ward open for three. Weak side rebound. DeAndre Thomas uses physicality, bumps one of the Hurricane players out, and with the weak side rebound puts it in.
And that's what you get out of DeAndre Thomas. He's not going to be far away from the rim, especially on offense, and that's a good thing to see. Clint Scales knocking down that three from distance, a thing that he's been struggling with all season long, but the last few games you have seen that he's been a little bit more confident shooting that shot, and he's starting to get knocked that shot down from that distance.
Starting to feel what he had last year. As that one doesn't go, but a new clock here as Ward drives. Tough bucket, gets it to go.
Yeah, Warren Ward off to a good start for the 4-7 Express, leading the team in points per game at 14 per game. Very nice guard, Warren Ward is.
Of course, the basket don't count, so it's going to be 2 free throws here.
But you can see the activity around the rim. Right now, the Hurricanes are doing an outstanding job of beating the bigs of the Express up and down the floor and getting that position offensively and getting those second and third chance opportunities. Right now, with this timeout, I would think that Coach Jones would have to talk about that type of adjustment and make sure that his bigs are aware that the Hurricanes bigs, they're going to run the floor. They're not going to just, walk up the whole length of the floor or jog. They're trying to beat you from rim to rim. So that type of physicality and that type of athleticism has to be matched because they can't afford to let this one get away from them. Halifax is a very explosive team. They like to create turnovers, and when they create those turnovers, they like to get into the open floor and get some open shots in transition. And their guards do an outstanding job with their assist and turnover ratio. It's amongst the league leaders. I do believe in the top 5 when not turning the ball over and creating offense in transition. So those got to be one of the adjustments both teams are talking about. Coach Leslie talking about keep up, the defense intensity. We need to create our offense with our defense intensity. When we do that, we can be very successful. On the other side, the Express got to slow things down. They don't want to get this. They don't want this game to get into a track meet because when it comes man to man, they can't compete. I will say that from afar. Even though this is our first opportunity looking at the Express, just looking at the statistics and the analytics, the Express go 7 deep. They play 7 deep, and that's it, and they play the bulk of the minutes. With the Hurricanes, Mike Leslie's likes to exchange at least 9 or 10 guys and give them an opportunity, to get some quality minutes. The Express haven't even seen the reserves, and the reserves are amongst the league leaders and the best. Like some of these reserves on the Hurricanes could be starters in all the other 9 teams in this league. They're that good. So it's going to be a game at, attrition for the Express in their first game in their 2-game set here in the Atlantic Division, taking on the Highlanders tomorrow afternoons. And that's another key thing too. What do you do, Dan? Do you expend all your energy trying to beat the Hurricanes, knowing that you got to take a 4.5-5 hour bus drive down to down the Trans-Canada Highway and play the Highlanders tomorrow afternoon? Or do you reserve it? And like I said, they only play 7.
Well, that's a tough decision. We'll have to see how it goes. Usually when you go on a road trip, you like to definitely, go 1-1, do the best that you can. So it's an interesting predicament that Coach Jones is in. As we see Joey Haywood on the floor here. Here's Billy White, makes a nice move, step back jumper over on DeAndre Thomas, and bucket.
I like that idea. Take advantage of that mismatch. I do believe with Billy's speed and athleticism and able to knock down shots away from the rim and pulling DeAndre out to the perimeter, that's definitely an advantage that the Hurricanes have.
And of course you've seen that the Windsor Express like to shoot the 3, Vince. They're doing very well from outside the arc. Number 3 in shooting percentage they are, 35.7, but they're unable to get some of the finishes here.
Yeah, they are struggling early, as you mentioned, Dan. 1 for 4 from distance, and you got to be able to knock down shots against this team.
16-11 there as that one doesn't go. Losing the handle was Quiddell Brown, but right there is Maurice Jones out of Northwood, averaging 12 points a game this season here in his first year with the Windsor Express. Entry pass there to Brown. Oh, he jumped up, and another steal there by the Hurricanes, and quickly they come back the other way. Haywood open in the corner and gets it to go for the long distance too.
And that's a beautiful sight to see as Haywood knocks down his very first field goal of the season. He was 0 for 6 from the field in the 4 previous games, and able to knock down that jump shot. That's got to be a pretty good feeling for Haywood here at the friendly confines of the Scotiabank Center. Struggled in those first 4 games, so it's good to see Haywood finally knock down his first field goal.
Andre Thomas lowers the shoulder there on Washington and gets the bucket, and once again that drew a little bit of a reaction here of the Scotiabank Center crowd. And to get back to Haywood there, Vince, he must feel a little bit better after hitting that one. So.
Oh, absolutely, I would say for sure. I mean, limited minutes, just playing under 5 minutes per game. So hopefully that puts Joey Haywood in the right direction. Just trying to round himself back into game shape, into competition shape, that is. He's always looks like he's in game shape, look like he can play in his street clothes at any time. He looks that athletic. But it's a different scenario when you're coming and you're joining a team for the first time halfway through the season, the beginning of the season, and not have a full training camp. It's a tough scenario for any player. So it's good to see Joey Haywood finally knock down that first jumper.
Tough to get used to what offensive sets they run. Here is Cox, too strong, and right into the hands of Jones. Crosses the timeline, guarded here by Watson. 2:56 to go here in the opening quarter. 5-point game. DeAndre Thomas over Cox and in.
And that's what DeAndre can do. He can definitely score the basketball. The things that he struggles a little bit is on the defensive side because of, his physicalities. It looks like he joined this Express team, was picked up last week, so he looks like he's trying to round himself back in the game shape as well.
He actually was part of the preseason roster and was in a couple of preseason games up in playing, of course, in the Central Division. It was kind of like wondering why he didn't make the team, but he must have made quite an impression that they decided to sign him here, and he's been doing pretty well, averaging 12.6 points a game. And
yeah, he's a tough customer.
Stint. Yes, he is.
He's a tough customer with his face, back towards the basket. He can get it done offensively.
Comes up short that time. And right away, DeAndre Thomas.
But see, with that's not a foul that he needs to take with a limited bench.
And you can see, once again, a reaction here.
I mean, you can see that was a blocking foul. That was an easy call for the officials to make in the open floor. But Bill Jones needs DeAndre's offense, and he needs to be available tonight with the limited bench.
Second foul for Thomas. So
probably
came in and changed things definitely in the favor for Windsor, but now they're going to be with voted services for the remainder of this quarter as Billy White goes up, over and in.
Yeah, you got to continue to go to work inside that painted area. Billy White and Tyrone Watson exchanging big to big. I mean,
Springer there couldn't get the shot off as the Hurricanes have it. Haywood put on the Jets. Fouled, of course. And the foul situation not looking good right now.
Absolutely not. It's not looking good at all.
5-0 right now for Windsor.
Well, look what they have on the floor right now. You got Clinton Springer, 6-foot guard from Carleton University, trying to guard, Tyrone Watson in that painted area. No disrespect to Springer. It's our first opportunity to look at him, but he's definitely playing out of position when he's trying to guard, big for big, and he's really not a big. When Tyrone Watson backing him down in that previous possession, Tyrone Watson was able to back him down in the painted area, draw the double team, and give it an easy dish inside, a pocket pass there inside, down low to Billy, and Billy was able to complete the play off the window. So if I'm the Hurricanes and I'm Coach Mike Leslie, I'm continuing to exploit those particular mismatches. You have a lot of guys playing the guard position, trying to guard power forwards and centers, playing out of position. But that's the type of, team that Bill Jones has right now. Had an opportunity to speak to Coach Jones just before the tip-off, and he says, this team is not a rebounding team. We're not in the rebuild. we're the two-time, NBL Canada champions, and we are always looking to win championships. Yes, it's a young team. Yes, we have a lot of young players, and we got a lot of new players, but we're still trying to continue on with this championship pedigree. Now, they're trying to round things into order and maybe get the right pieces with bringing new guys in, but he says they're going to continue to get better, and they will be a force down the stretch in that Central Division.
Well, it's long-term, so short-term pain for long-term game is the game plan here.
And that's how it goes for every single team. Sometimes you get lucky with bringing guys in that you want, that you need, and they end up being, diamonds in the rough, and they play the way they're supposed to based on their scouting reports and the recruitment reports.
Driving the lane is Haywood, and he gets the rolling in.
That's it there. Joey Haywood finishing at the rim. That's what we're used to seeing. Joey Haywood slashing, getting inside that painted area, and finishing with that nice floater.
Coming up to 1 minute to go here in the quarter. Evans one-on-one on Cox. Over Cox and in. Good bucket there for the Southern Illinois graduate.
Yeah, very nice patience and a very nice floater there away from the oncoming shot block attempt by Anthony Cox. Evans is very nice around the rim.
There's Joey Haywood with a shot from well out that doesn't go. And Evans with the rebound, quickly up to Warren Ward, the team captain here. Cordell Brown drives, fouled. And the first foul there for the Hurricanes this evening. And 3 throws coming up. And it's going against Billy White, his first.
One of the keys tonight for the Canes is definitely making sure that Billy White doesn't foul out, because Billy White is very important to the offense and defensive success of this Hurricane team. Unfortunately, fouled out in overtime versus the St. John Riptide, and we had a very nice game offensively and defensively. Billy White's game has come, leaps and bounds from last season. Last season he was more of a reserve. He had a role where he came in with some energy, started a few games, but this year he's a leader. He came back with a sense of urgency, knowing that he was one of 3 guys returning from that championship team, and he knew he needed to be depended on as being a leader. And right now, thus far, Billy White is playing like an all-star.
Cordell Brown, a 73% free throw shooter, hits 1 of 2, and he'll sub off as Jannard Jarrow will come in, number 22, wearing the black jersey. 10 to shoot here for the Hurricanes. Billy White backing in on the mentioned Jarrow, and he gets the bucket and in.
Can't stop Billy, especially coming from the right side, spinning towards the left. The Express have to make an adjustment and bring in that help, because Jarrow's going to be in trouble if he's going to try to play man-to-man.
Sprayer outside 3 doesn't go. Clock now 1.2 as Evans gets the bucket to go as the buzzer goes to end the first quarter. A 2-possession game. Halifax Hurricanes leading the Windsor Express 26-20 after the opening 12. And as you mentioned, this is going to be an interesting decision what the Express are going to do. As you say, with a little bit of a short bench, you can say, and see what they're going to do with that game tomorrow. But of course, also the Hurricanes are in the same situation. Folks probably saw it here about a couple of moments ago during the last break. They play the Island Storm tomorrow afternoon, so it's going to be a short turnaround. So the same philosophy can work for the Hurricanes, even though they're going to be in their own beds, sleep in their own beds, eat their own food, and pretty well have their own routine as opposed to being on the road like the Express are.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Leslie's have done an outstanding job at distributing minutes with this Hurricanes team. You don't see guys playing 46 and 48 minutes per game, or even over 40 minutes. So he's done a good job of game management and distributing those minutes. So that's one of the positives for sure, as they're able to, play games and not have guys spent when it comes to substitutions. Now for the Express, like you said, 2 games and a quick turnaround. They need to decide, what are they going to do? Are they going to try to steal a very tough win here with a team that's pretty much almost unbeatable on the road, at home, or do they reserve? Then if you're Coach Jones, you try to win every single game. This is a professional level. You try to win every single game, no matter what scenario is and what the consequences are. If you got 7, you got to go with 7, and you got to roll the dice and put those 7 out. If you've got 8, whatever the numbers are and the number of minutes that you play, you can't change and deviate on how you've been successful. They've got 4 W's on the season with guys playing major minutes. In their last game, they were able to break a 4-game slide and get a victory at home. So, they got to have some sort of a good feeling coming into this one, taking on the Hurricanes. But they got to know that this is a motivational factor for the Hurricanes, too. After losing their very first game, and especially at home, they want to right the ship and rebound in a way where they come out with a W. But being only down 2 possessions after 12 minutes, and with all the, inefficiencies when it comes to mismatches defensively, you got to be happy if you're Coach Jones right now.
Yep, 26-20 as we get ready here for the start of the second quarter from the Scotiabank Center here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's the NBL Canada on YouTube. Vince Williams, Dan Hobson, and the Silver Vision crew here on a Saturday night, and a pretty good crowd on hand. And as you mentioned earlier, could be the best of the season so far. There's an entry pass there by Evans. 1-on-1, over, and can't get the finish as it goes in and out. Hurricanes quickly back the other way as Mason is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
And Antoine Mason, one of those reserves that we're going to speak about all night long. Quality reserve, averaging 15 points per game coming off the bench. A very nice addition to this 2016-2017 Hurricanes club.
67% from the line.
That would probably be the only part of his game that he needs to continue to improve. But everything else has been pretty sparkling. He's done some major minutes and done some major things when it comes to defensively and offensively. But this is the only thing he pretty much struggles at, Dan.
Yeah, the Hurricanes pretty well middle of the pack in the team division, 10 division NBL. 5th with 3-throw percentage of 71.1%, and misses both there. So a team that was really good last year from the 3-throw line, middle of the pack, 0 for that time. Still a 2-possession game, 26-20. 30 seconds gone here in the first. Evans back it in on Cox, over Cox and in.
Yeah, an adjustment needs to be made there. Evans is starting to get things going offensively, and particularly on the left block, swinging to his right hand, the strong hand in the paint. So Cox needs to make an adjustment defensively
nice
next
pass
time
from
down.
Zimmerman, but Cox loses it, turnover. And quickly in transition as Springer couldn't hit, but following up there is Jarro with the tap in for the bucket. Now a 2-point game, 26-24. Haywood with the basketball. They'll set things up. 13 to shoot. Zimmerman now guarded there by Ellenson. Mason calling for a screen. It comes now. Shot at clock at 3. Looks a little bit well short. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. And it's going to be Windsor basketball. So that was their best defensive stance that time there for the Express. And now they're going to be having a chance here to tie it here with a 2 or go ahead with a 3.
Yeah, they dodged a bullet there at that shot clock violation as Nick Evans was unable to corral that rebound. It was last touched by him, but great defensive play there by the Express as they start to turn it up defensively. And that's where it all starts for both teams. Defensively, they need to get some stops and get into the open transition, and in their half-court sets, be patient.
Another steal by the Hurricanes. White in behind. Will he have time? No. As he takes a lot of contact there from Brown, and there also was a little bit of extracurricular activities between Evans and White.
Yeah, it looked like Billy wanted a clear path foul there. It looked like Nick Evans and Cornell Brown were in the trail position, and he had a clear path towards the rim. A lot of contact there as you take a look at the replay. Billy racing up down the floor, and it looks like the reaching foul was called on Cornell Brown, and then coming late was Nick Evans. Didn't look like he was anything dirty there or malicious, just basically try to control Billy's body there, not him allowing to run into that protective stanchion at the back of the rim there. But
It's not really a big secret. These teams do not really like each other, so
No.
that's...
Well, that seems to be you can pretty much say that for every single franchise in there. I don't think all 10 teams like each other because there's always something, that happens after the whistle, either a conversation or a meeting of the minds, quickly discussing, maybe where they're going to go for dinner after the game, but I don't think that's what they're talking about, as we got a pretty good vantage point here courtside. We can pretty much read lips or hear the
We
exchanges.
could go verbatim, but then we wouldn't be on the air anymore, Mitch.
No, absolutely not.
9:56 to go. 3-point game, 27-24. Canty into the game now. Here's Dixon. Drives in. Tough take. Can't get it to go. There was a rebound there, and then it's a kick there by Remington out of bounds.
Yeah, outstanding hustle there. Getting after that loose ball, that 50-50 ball, was Taquan Zimmerman, as he was able to beat his defender towards the basket there and knock it off him, as Remington unable to corral it. Zimmerman did a good job of knocking it off Remington and extend this possession.
Of course, you had a good exclusive interview with Taquan Zimmerman. It's on the NBLCanada.com website, so people want to take a look at it. One-on-one, Vince Williams and Zimmerman. Here's Mason. Tough take.
Yeah.
Uses the window, and it's your best friend and gets the bucket.
Yeah, just the strength and the determination towards the basket, just was able to get it done as Mason. He's just a tough customer when it comes to driving towards the rim.
Brown with the three.
Yeah, you got to race Quinnell Brown off that three-point line. He can knock it down consistently. If he can just stand still and shoot it, he will hurt you.
Coming up to 3 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Zimmerman guarded by Ellenson. He'll go over Ellenson up and gets the three.
And that's a stroke that's starting to come on a consistent basis by Taquan Zimmerman, knocking that jumper. Even if the guy's closing out and he has a hand in the face, he's able to knock it down with some confidence.
40.4% from downtown this season. Shot clock at 8 as Evans backs it on Washington, and he kisses it off the window and in.
Yeah, Nick Evans is having a very nice game offensively. He is getting it done around that rim. He's able to back down his defender and get it off the window in that possession. Sevens has 8 on tonight.
Long distance 2 there for the Hurricanes, and back to a 5-point lead, 34-29.
And this is a lineup I like to see from the Hurricanes. These 3 guards, and Zimmerman, Mason, and Canty, they work very well defensively, and offensively they are very good.
Remington found a lane, did all the hard work. They kicked it out in the corner for the 3 that doesn't go. And we have a foul there, and we're going to be going against C.J. Washington.
But with a smaller lineup, when you have it's essentially, 3 guards, like point guards that are interchangeable, you give up that long rebound defensively. But they've done a good job this season in corralling those long rebounds and getting into the open floor and getting easy opportunities in transition. So I like this lineup right now that Coach Leslie has on the floor.
Maurice Jones back into the game. He has the ball now. Brown with the clock at 9. Zimmerman guarding him. Finds the lane. And he'll take too many steps. It'll be Hurricanes basketball. 7:36 to go here till half.
Yeah, Quinnell tried to take advantage of his physicality on that last trip down.
Oh, it's swatted away there by Evans.
Oh, that's one you don't see a lot. CJ gets that close to the rim.
Ellenson from outside. That doesn't go. The team that came in with a 35.7% from downtown having a hard time finding that 3 ball, but in the meantime, the Hurricanes have found it, another 3, and now it's their largest lead of the game, 37-29.
Yeah, a nice stroke there by Kareem Canty. Didn't hesitate. Had the wide open look, was able to knock it down.
You talk about wide open look, as wide open was Jones. No white jerseys in the area and had an easy layup and in. Making it a 2-possession game, 37-31. Zimmerman hits the 3.
Starting to get it going now. Those 3 guards are starting to get it going. They're very nice. They're very comfortable playing with each other, distributing the basketball. What the Express need to do is try to keep these guys outside the lane because they're going to drive and dish.
Nice blow by there by Ellenson. He went through 2 Hurricanes and had an easy layup. 40-33. And more defensive breakdown. This time it was the Express as an easy bucket there for Farmingdale State graduate Anthony Cox, the 6'8 center.
Yeah, the Express are having problems with the pick and roll right now defensively. Guys not hedging and getting out and taking away the dribble drive penetration, and that roll back towards the rim is wide open.
Here is Ellenson now. Clock at 4. He's going to have to quickly put it up. Clock at 2. And too strong. And right there was Cox to bring it down for the Hurricanes. Zimmerman, a little off-balance shot.
Yeah, definitely a heat check shot there by Zimmerman. Looked like it was a little bit off balance there as his body was going towards the left. But I love the energy right now by the Hurricanes as they're able to get almost any shot they want in transition or in their half-court sets. As I mentioned just before the timeout, the Express need to make the adjustment on the pick and roll. The pick and roll that's just not there. The miscommunication between the bigs and the guards is just not there, and you got a wide open layup there and some wide open looks with the dribble drive penetration in the dish and the wide open looks from distance. That's what's hurting them right now defensively. On the other side, offensively, they're not moving the basketball around. You know, guys are just standing around trying to go one-on-one. In the previous trip before the timeout, Ellison tried to beat the shot clock, going up a quicker guard in Antoine Mason. Mason is an outstanding defender, and it's going to be tough all night long if he's going to try to pull up that jumper. So adjustments have to be made offensively and defensively for the Express. But if you're Coach Mike Leslie, you got to be happy. You got 42 points thus far, and you got almost 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Your defense is doing an outstanding job getting hands in passing lanes. You're getting a lot of one and dones. You're not giving up those second and third chance opportunities that have been an Achilles heel in some games where you're able to escape with some outstanding defense down the stretch. But tonight, they're doing a good job of limiting them and not allowing them, even though they had a few wide open shots there on ball screens and off the ball screens there, as Jones was able to get open in the open lane and get a layup, as you mentioned, on a previous possession. But if you're Mike Leslie, you'd like the energy from the guys that have played so far. You pretty much have played 9 to 10 guys, and you got them all involved, and they've done all positive things. The thing is, you have to do it for 48 minutes. You can't do it for 24. You can't do it for 3 quarters. It has to be the whole 48 minutes and complete this job, and that's going to be the mission tonight for the Canes to get back on to their winning ways.
One of the statistics that has hurt the Windsor Express is shooting from the field this year. They're last in the league, 41.3%. And they like to shoot the threes, but when the threes don't go, all of a sudden you're in for a
very
long night.
Very long
night. It's a 9-point lead now for the Hurricanes, largest lead of the night so far. Bunch of 15s battling there as Brown was backing in on Canty, but Canty's going to be called for the foul.
And as you mentioned, shooting the ball from distance, if you shoot and you struggle, every club has problems winning basketball games. I mean, the only team that was able to be successful shooting from beyond the arc had been the St. John Riptide. And they had to knock down 13 and win it in overtime to beat this club.
And, of course, Warren Ward, we're back here on the floor, hits that 3, averaging 14.7 points a game. That leads the team. And 5 straight games in double figures as C.J. Washington with a layup.
There it is again, miscommunication. It looked like this time they were in a 3-2 zone, and the bigs not paying attention to detail lost CJ in open space and had an open deuce.
4:55 to go. Ward, another 3 on its way, and it's a long rebound and gathered up by Mason.
Better closeout.
Poked away by Brown, but right into the hands of Washington. He'll send it back outside to Candy, who tried to shoot the 3. Mason now, second chance. And a third one here for the Canes. Cox can't get that one.
Yeah, Express dodge a bullet. 4 opportunities in that trip there. Some good looks. Great basketball, though. Unselfish basketball, giving up good shots for better shots.
Oh, Maurice Jones does all the work.
Good patience.
And the big time hammer being thrown there by Evans.
Good patience there by Maurice Jones.
6-point game.
And Bill Jones talked a little bit on Maurice Jones as he's a new guard to the team. He's a rookie in this league, rookie in the NBL Canada, and he talked about the patience, and he likes Maurice Jones at the point guard position, so he's happy with this play, and you can see it. This guy can get it done.
He looks like he's got some jets too. And we talked about Clink Scales earlier with hitting those 3s. Here he comes up with a big one. And back to a 9-point lead.
Yeah, that's a big jumper for Clint Scales. Perfect on the night. His second triple, both of them from distance, his field goals. So it's good to see Clint Scales get that stroke back into where he's confident in taking it, because that's the MO around the league. They're going to give Clint Scales that shot. They don't want him to create with the basketball and beat you going towards the rim, because if he can beat you off the dribble, he's always going to make the right decision. You know, it's almost a double-digit scenario when it comes to assist and turnover ratio, and always amongst the league leaders when it comes to, you know, dishing and driving towards the basket and giving up the assists. So, I mean, Clint Scales is definitely a key. You want him shooting those threes, but seeing him with that confidence, it's a good thing tonight.
Was kind of expected a crowd reaction to DeAndre Thomas coming back in the game, but that didn't come. Was hoping that it would go on script, but anyway, he's back. He's got 2 fouls on him, and slow to get back. And Dixon had a chance, but
yeah, another letdown.
Jones not too happy.
Another letdown defensively. Beautiful stretch pass in transition for the length of the court, and a good run out there by Ronaldo, beating the defense up the floor. And that's got to be about 3 out of the last 5 possessions that the bigs moving without the basketball have been getting some wide open looks. It's Ronaldo's first time into the game.
77% from the line this season. Was perfect last year, probably getting more free throws, and with that, of course, has the chance for the percentage to go down here as he's in his second year with Hurricanes. Tapped out there by Watson, and it'll be a new 24. Up fake there by White. And a foul called by the back official. Of course, we haven't had a chance to go over the officials. John Hunt, Paul Hansen, and Brent Stalker, the officials here this evening. Veteran crew once again.
Yeah, Warren Ward tried to match the physicality inside. Ward got a tough task of trying to corral Tyrone Watson.
First one for Ward.
It's going to be an interesting matchup between him and Watson. Watson, the bigger man.
3:09 to go, shot clock at 12. Oh, White with a nice move, but he's short. And another rebound there by Evans, who's been pretty good with rebounding, leading the team coming into this one with 81. Probably right around 86 now as DeAndre Thomas goes strong. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, good pump fake, getting Ronaldo in the air, being patient. Is DeAndre Thomas.
Now you know DeAndre Thomas is in the game as the crowd starts to get revved up.
Fan favorite.
73% from the line.
There's a few guys around the league playing either in the Atlantic or the Central Division that are very familiar.
I'd like
the
to
fans
get one
are
of
very
those like
familiar.
noise meters and get here and see how well it goes off that and see if he blows the thing up sometimes. Just one of those things. I just like to check to see which players are hot, which are not in terms of the Scotiabank Center crowd. Just a little.
But you got to give it to the fans. They are knowledgeable of the guys that they don't like in particular that come in here.
Oh, nice drive there by Mason right along the end line. White was out wide open for the threes. He drew 2 defenders over, but White was not able to finish.
Yeah, Billy can knock down that shot, but I like to see him going towards the basket and attacking the rim as he had space to knock down the mid-range.
Thomas using his physicality, backing in. And you can probably hear some of the fans here, court level, not too pleased with DeAndre using his physicality there to lean in on the Hurricane players.
Well, that's one thing. If DeAndre gets the ball that close towards the rim, he's not giving it up. No matter if a double or a triple's coming, he's going to work his way towards the rim, either force a foul on his defender or to help defender, or get up some sort of shot where there has to be some rotation and give his teammate an opportunity to get an easy putback. He's unable to make the first of 2 there.
Once again, like as I said, these teams do not like each other. Once again, Craig Scales and Thomas, and as you said,
but
they must be talking about dinner plans.
Yeah, but they only really play each other twice towards in a season. The Express will come here, and then the Hurricanes will make the trip to Windsor and play the Express. So for them not to like each other, man, it's got to be a lot of bad blood.
Well, DeAndre Thomas must feel like it's WWE and he's the heel here at Scotiabank Center. In the meantime, Hurricanes come down and get a bucket, and it's a 10-point lead with 2 to go till halftime.
Good shot and rhythm for Ronaldo off the good ball rotation once again. The dribble drive, and Ronaldo the beneficiary of that.
Dixon. Garden to Andre Thomas, tapped there by Clegg Scales. More physicality.
You got 2 or 3 guys on DeAndre, and DeAndre's going to power it up every single time, no matter who's guarding him. If the help defender happens to be a guard, he's going to go up. If it's another big, he's going to go up. So he rarely is going to give it up. Either dishing it out.
Clock at 1 as Jones from outside. That doesn't go. And Watson with the board. 100 seconds to go till halftime. White inside, guarded there by Brown, held back in, kick it back out on the double team. There's Dixon for 3 with huge. Some help, yes.
That is huge by Ronaldo. Looked like he wasn't even in rhythm there. Feet looked like it was a little tangled there, but good rotation on the basketball, and that's another thing, an adjustment has to be made defensively. Pulling Nick Evans all the ways away from the basket, not able to be a defender and getting rebounds inside the paint.
13-point lead, largest of the night for the Hurricanes as we come up to 1 minute to go, 53-40. And this is not really looking good for the Windsor Express, a team that scores 96. And the Hurricanes have hit the 50-point mark but can't get the finish there with 50 seconds to go. Brown loses it. Will he come up with it? Yes, he does. A little bit of elbow there to Watson. Ward open. Blow by, off the glass, rattles around and in. Not the prettiest of possessions, Vince, but it worked.
Hey, if you get it done, that's the way. Executing, you executed that one time down, so good rotation there by DeAndre, standing straight up. Oh.
Game clock, shot clock just about even.
Wow.
And the Hurricanes did have 1 to give.
Good foul in transition there by Clint Scales. A little bit of a weak foul, but nevertheless, he didn't give up that easy transition bucket. So able to step in the way. This offensive player there, so timeout on the floor. Like you said, under 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Pace still favoring the Hurricanes. I would like to see them push it a little bit more. There's been a few times in the last few offensive possessions where they had the opportunity with the easy runouts, with the long stretch pass, unable to connect in that particular way. But if you're the Express, not a lot of ball movement, a lot of one-on-one. They either get it inside and the man tries to go to work, either DeAndre Thomas trying to go to work one-on-one, or they'll give the ball to one side to Cornell Brown, and he'll try to go to work on his defender. So not a lot of ball movement moving the defense of the Hurricanes. But if you're the Hurricanes, well, you want that. How successful can you really be in running a 48-minute if that's the type 40-minute game, that's the type of offense that you're going to run. Give up long rebounds, that escalates into one and dones where the defender gets the rebound and gets a long stretch pass in transition, get easy runouts and opportunities there, breaking down, going down on 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s, wide open shots from their mid-transition. So if you're the Express, you want to try a little bit more ball movement, even though they've got 42 points on the board, all on the strength of basically one-on-one basketball. Nick Evans has been pretty successful offensively. He's 5 for 10. He's got 10 attempts on the night. Cornell Brown, like I said, he's been pretty successful one-on-one. DeAndre Thomas has been pretty successful one-on-one. But in a 48-minute game, you need to have possessions where you're moving the basketball and moving the defense and making it a whole lot easier, because adjustments are going to come. And when they come, they're going to come at a furious pace, and the Hurricanes are going to have opportunities in the open floor.
So the shot clock is shut off. 13 seconds to go. Cornell Brown with a quick step. Tapped out there by Dixon, but right into the hands of Jones. Ward for 3. Yes.
Beautiful stroke coming off of that dribble handoff. Warren Ward didn't hesitate.
And that one doesn't go to end the first half. So the Hurricanes had a 13-point lead. They've seen it come down to 8, 53-45. after the opening 24 minutes of play here from the Scotiabank Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a 15-minute break, and we'll be back with third quarter action from the Scotiabank Center here on YouTube. It's NBL Canada action. Basketball fans, welcome back to the Scotiabank Center. Third quarter, seconds away from getting underway. Halifax Hurricanes leading 53-45. My name is Dad Hobson, joined alongside by Vince Williams. And of course, a special thanks to the Silver Vision crew for bringing you the sounds and pictures from the Scotiabank Center. Vince, a little bit of difficulty for the Windsor Express reappearing, as they have been struggling from the field, and they were one of the top threes, shooting threes, but the threes aren't falling down, and they're a team that has difficulty getting to that 100-point plateau. And right now, if things go as planned or as scheduled right now, could be looking at 100 points here for the Hurricanes, as coming back and shooting that one is Mike Poole. So they're going to have to prove things defensively here if they're going to come away with a victory tonight.
Absolutely, Dan. I mean, the game plan going into this game for the Hurricanes is definitely keeping them under 100 points. They average about 96 points per game an opponent does against the Hurricanes. When they do that, they've been very successful, and they've only shot 3 for 12 from the three-point line, and that's been an Achilles heel for a team that likes to put it up at least 20 attempts a game.
Tough take there for C.J. Washington, but he gets the finish, 57-45. Ward now, one-on-one. Kicks it out to Jones. We're coming up to a 1 minute gone here in the third. Tough take there, and Poole going to be called for the foul, and a nice drive there by Ward along the in line. 59 seconds gone here in the third. And some people here courtside not liking the call, as Cornell Brown couldn't finish. Hurricanes quickly back the other way. Point scales to Watson and in.
Yeah, not the start for the Express coming out of the halftime break. A 6-0 run right now for the Hurricanes, extending that lead, and all the baskets going towards the basket, and no rim protection whatsoever by the Express. So a little bit of a letdown defensively for Coach Jones and his team, but they need a bucket here. This is a big possession for them right now.
They need to end the run. Evans had a chance. Too strong, one and done. Outlet pass, and the flush by Billy White.
Yeah, too easy. Another one and done and a run out. I'm not sure what the delay is there for Coach Jones. That's an 8-0 run to start this third quarter. Things are starting to come undone for the Express, and they can't allow this game to get away from them.
It's an offensive foul, so things start to get worse. There's Cornell Brown going to be called. It'll be the first team foul here of the third, and his second. The Canes have a chance here to make it a 19-point with a three. That goes off the foot of Jones, out of bounds.
You got to believe if they score a bucket here, Coach Jones has no choice but to call timeout to try to break up this momentum.
As you mentioned, an 8-0 run. Canes trying to make it 10 here with this possession. Watson, nice move, but couldn't get the finish. And Ellenson with pretty good, solid D.
Yeah, he
held his
dodged the
position
bullet.
and kept his feet on the ground.
Definitely dodged the bullet defensively as Ellenson. As I mentioned, in that first quarter, playing out of position, a guard trying to guard a power forward. The mismatch that the Hurricanes should take an opportunity and at least give Watson a touch every time down. No disrespect to Ellenson, but it's just the makeup of this Express team where he's got to play that power forward position, and he draws the short straw trying to guard Tyrone Watson.
Billy White called for his third foul, second team foul as Jones heads to the free throw line, 81% this season, and sinks both. So that ends the run, 61-47 now.
6 points on tonight for Jones. Stat line, 2 for 4 from the field. Very nice guard, 4 assists. He's got some very nice assists in the first two quarters in that first half, Dan. You can see the maturation level and the patience displayed by Coach Jones in his first year point guard.
Coach Jones, just on the previous Hurricanes possession, had a trap there momentarily, made things a little bit difficult, and then the Hurricanes turned it over once they crossed the timeline, so now it's the Express with the ball. 9:25 to go.
And defensively, we need to see a little bit more of that, a lot more of that from the Express. They're trying to get back into this one.
Ellenson, way short.
Yeah, good.
And the bench wants some contact, nothing called.
No, that was a good call.
Poole, in and out. And Brown calmly brings it down and hands it to Jones. Jones sends it in the corner. Entry past Evans now. Clock at 14, backs in. Over Washington and in.
Evans continuing to go to work. Finished that first 24 minutes, 5 for 10 from the field with 10 points. He has 12. So the big man continued to be successful offensively, but you could see in that last possession down when he was going to work, everybody's standing around watching him go to work. So if he doesn't make the basket, they're usually going to give up that one and done, and coming back the other way, the Canes are going to come in transition.
Watson with a circus shot. In the meantime, Ward comes down. Poole wanted a call, asking from Paul Hansen. Paul Hansen gives him an explanation.
No.
In the meantime, the Express score, and it's a 10-point game, 61-51.
Yeah, outstanding body control and able to corral that pass with the one hand was Warren Ward, and he continuing his hot shooting on the evening.
Chance to bring this down to single digits with 8:12 to go in the third. Hurricanes got off to a good start, of course, the 8-0 run, and climbing their way back here is the Express, as Renardo Dixon will come in for Washington.
Yeah, huge gamble by Jones, and when they got off to that 8-0 run, you would expect a timeout to break the momentum. It's the biggest lead they had tonight for the Canes is 17, but, you know, he's trusting the process, Coach Jones is, and allowing these guys to play through it, and they have responded thus far.
1-on-1 against Watson, but lost that basketball, and right there was Dixon. Almost was a practical gift to him with 7:50 to go. Watson blows by Evans. He'll kick it back out. Poole for three. That's short. And the long rebound gathered there by Evans. And the Hurricanes were trying to break the transition, end up fouling on the play.
Yeah, that was a good look in that last trip down. Curated by the bounce by Watson, able to find a wide open Poole from distance. Poole struggling tonight, not getting a lot of shot attempts. Was 1 for 2 from the field in the first 24 minutes, excuse me. Was 1 for 1 from distance, unable to knock down that triple. But he's got a very nice stroke. They got to continue to feed him, though.
You take a look at the head coach, Mike Leslie, and of course the reason why we're having a stoppage, you see, is Quidell Brown adjusted his tire, so he's got the shoe all tied up, ready to go. 7:34. Jones, elbow jumper there by Evans, and that doesn't go. And tough D there by Brown, and pretty well Watson had no choice but then just throw it off him.
Yeah, they were battling underneath the rim there on the baseline. Heads up, basketball, good basketball IQ there by Watson. Knew he was getting pushed out of bounds, no foul was coming. Did a good job, was able to get the ball deflected off of Quidell Brown.
12 to shoot. White, just gives it to Jones, and Clink Scales has no choice but to foul.
Yeah, that's a good foul.
Little forward.
That's a
guard, sorry.
That's definitely a good foul in the open floor, as the Express had numbers coming back the other way off of that Billy White turnover.
Jones now. Entry pass from Evans. Back out, Ward, corner three, doesn't go, but right there was Ellenson with authority.
Yeah, Ellenson following up with the two-hander. Gee, showing his ups there. Looked like Watson didn't expect him to slash towards the rim off of that miss.
Watson with the pass to Dixon. Lots of contact, but leads the shoulder in on Evans and then gets the roll, and down she goes. 63-53.
Yeah, good job there by Ronaldo. Good positioning, fighting through the contact.
Catch and shoot by Evans. Easy bucket.
Evans is hot tonight. He's getting a lot of opportunities to display his offensive repertoire. Has been inside out. He's been able to knock down consistently that mid-range jumper. I don't think he's missed from the mid-range. I think the only shots that he's missed came inside the painted area where there's been either a double or triple team coming late.
I want to thank you very much, because now the Kid is Hot Tonight song is in my head, thanks to saying what you said about Evan. He's hot tonight.
Oh yeah, he's doing a
I
good
can't get it out of my head.
I mean, he's shooting about 50% from the field, but I mean, he's been showing, you know, different aspects of his game. He's not settling for shots underneath the basket and creating off the bounce with his back towards the basket. He's facing guys up and knocking down that mid-range. So Evans, a man on a mission offensively, off to a pretty good start in the first 3 quarters here. So adjustments have to be made defensively. You can't, you know, fall asleep on that mid-range jumper. So timeout on the floor. It looks like the media timeout. Both teams getting an opportunity to make an adjustment. But then, I mean, if you're Coach Mike Leslie right now, you got to be thinking, wow, man, we got off to an 8-0 run. Looked like things were, you know, the game was well in hand. You're at your largest lead at 17 points, and it looked like, you know, you're going to run away with this particular quarter. Won a few stops on the other end, created by good defensive positioning in hands and passing lanes by the Express, allowed them to get themselves back into this game and racing back down the other way and taking advantage of those long runouts. Warren Ward with beneficiary of one, then a turnover in space where Jones was able to pick up one and break up a little bit of momentum. But they're right now they're living by the sword, and they're eventually going to die by the sword if they can't create a little bit more offensive movement. That's what I would like to see, a little bit more ball movement and guys moving without the basketball, even though Ellingson was able to get a two-handed flush with ball movement off a miss. That was probably the one time where you were able to see that somebody moving without the basketball, not standing around watching one guy go one-on-one with his defender. But when you start the pile-up shots, when you're not making them, and you're missing them, and you get the one-and-dones, you get the long rebounds, you get those easy runouts in transition. And if there's any team that's good at, you know, converting those long runouts, it's definitely the Halifax Hurricanes. They make a living off of those long runouts and turnovers.
Definitely the white and blue take advantage of what Vince mentioned. 5:59 to go, a 63-55 basketball game from the Scotiabank Center. Zimmerman with the ball in the corner, and the pass deflected there by Ellingson, and another big one hammer.
Yeah, this guy can get up. He's got some ups. Ellingson, he's pretty quick. Like I said, playing out of position, a guard eventually, but right now he's basically guarding a guard, so a good set of 5 on the floor here for Coach Jones in the Express. More of the conventional 1 through 5 lineup.
That's a tough take there, is going through the trees. Unsuccessful was Mason. And all of a sudden, what was a comfortable lead is now a 2-possession game, 63-57. Quinnell Brown gets the shooter's roll, 3-point game. Quickly, the Hurricanes drive it, and Mason gets it to go.
This is turning into a track meet, and I mentioned that the Express don't want to turn this one into a track meet, but right now it's beneficiary. They're the beneficiary of this particular track meet, getting up and down the floor.
Warren Ward, and one-on-one against Dixon, and that was an easy bucket.
Yeah, too many easy trips down the court. Defense intensity just not there for the Hurricanes right now, as lots of contact between Mason and Ellingson. Bodies hitting the floor.
Ellingson good for a good slide. And Mason will go to the line. Chance to get some points and keep the clock from going, and with 4:39 to go. Mason this season, 67%, as we mentioned earlier. It's one of the things he needs to improve on his game, and that one rims out as well and shows a little frustration, walks away from the line.
Yeah, you can see that he cares, right? He just definitely cares about, you know, all aspects of his game. It's a one part of his game he continue to improve on, and that's a pretty nice stroke there.
So 4-point game now, 66-62, 4:35 to go. Jones crosses the timeline, defensive switch there by the Hurricanes. White leaves his feet, allows Brown to pass it over in the corner. That doesn't go for the Windsor Express. But White has got to stay on his feet there. You get off your feet, bad things happen. And a meantime turnover as the Hurricanes stepped on the in line. Andre Thomas wanted to get into the game, and play continues on. So he'll come in on the next whistle. See what happens here when he gets into the game. It'll probably, things will intensify, things will pick up, and back it in. Evans, fade away. That's short, and the rebound right to White. 3:52 to go. 4-point game.
Yeah, great job there by Ronaldo holding his ground and not giving up that fake, not going for that pump fake by Evans.
Zimmerman will shoot 2 free throws.
Protecting the rim defensively.
Foul for Brown is 4th.
So decision time here for Coach Jones. Cornell Brown picking up 4 personals with 3:45 left in the third, and looked like he was coming. Now he picks up number 5, and he had something to say to crew chief, and he's gone. He's been shown the gate, back-to-back technicals, as he had not a good exchange verbally between him and
that thud was him as he goes down the entryway.
So
he'll get the fresh chance for fresh soap and shampoo there, and shower up, and first one on the bus and on their way to.
But you could see this
big
coming.
Town of Cape Breton.
You could definitely see this coming because he had a few words, choice words in the second quarter exchange between him and John Hunt. And I guess there was a breaking point for sure between him and John, and whatever he had to say, and we're about 5 feet away from them. I'm not sure what he said, but he definitely had something that John Hunt didn't like, and he repeated it back to back, and he got shown the gate, and now his night's over.
It hurts here because now the Canes are putting up points and the clock ain't moving. So.
Well, big time. We spoke about that, right?
Gets that one, 7-point. 69 to 62, and now they're without his services, so.
Bench gets even shorter. Coming into this game, you basically play with 7 players. You're basically running a team with 7 players, even though you might have 12 on the roster. That depletes, what you can actually do, especially being on the road. And Bill Jones now definitely got some big-time adjustments being made in game management.
And the former Moncton Miracle, Kearney, scratched here tonight, the 6'6" forward out of Detroit Mercy. So it's a 7-point game here, chance to make it double digits with a 3. Canty, no. And almost a little collision there between Evans and Ward, but Ward will come up with the basketball. 3:20 to go. Jones guarded by Canty. Inside to Evans. He's backing in the paint. And foul called against Ronaldo Dixon, called by John Hunt. It's his second there for Dixon, the 16th foul. .306 to go, 14 on the shot. So as you say, gonna have to find some other secondary scoring. The second leading scorer here on the Express with a foul and 2 technicals to boot, and was sent packing.
Well, I mean, they're continuing to pound the rock inside the paint. Most of the points have come inside the painted area. That's the 34th point of the night.
Jump ball.
Inside the paint, so not a lot of jump shots being, taken in their sets. That is in the second half for sure for this Express team, as they're going to continue to go to work with DeAndre Thomas and Nick Evans. So that seems to be the recipe of the night thus far.
Once again, physical there as Andre Thomas gets a push there on Watson, not called. Once again, one-on-one Watson to Andre Thomas. Fouled, and Watson not happy with Brent Stocker's call.
Yeah, he had good position for the first 2 bumps. It just was the 3rd bump that he got called for, and it looked like DeAndre was knocked off kilter there, lost his footing. That's
Watson
the reason why it came.
Or Brent will tee him up.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you can't really say much to any official, and there it is. John Hunt rings up Watson. So tonight, John Hunt's not playing with anybody. So if you say any ill will comments towards the officials. He's going to ring you up.
Try to keep it under control here.
So that's the third technical foul called by official number 36.
For the ball on the sideline here.
Yeah, so that's probably the third in the last 2 minutes. 2 on Cornell Brown and now 1 on Watson, as Watson has a conversation and an explanation for the physicality with John Hunt. It's DeAndre Thomas going to the line to shoot 2. Jeez, what's he shooting on?
The technical.
You might as well leave him on the line if he continues, if he's get knocked down both of these in rhythm. DeAndre Thomas.
Pat on the back there to Hunt. In the meantime, Ward will now shoot the technical free throw. So just like that, give it back. 2-point game, 69-67.
Yeah, the right guy on the free throw line, Warren Ward, shooting 72% from the field.
And a chance for them to take the lead here on this possession. 2.5 to go, as you see on the screens back home. Inside. 1-on-1 D. Ward on the switch. Had an open look. Couldn't get the finish, but the new 24 as the defense chant rings loud here at the Scotiabank Center. 18 on the shot, 2:10 to go. Jones inside to Thomas, watched by Watson. Oh, coming over there was Canty, but Evans came up with the ball. In the meantime, it goes out of bounds. It'll be Hurricanes basketball, exactly 2 minutes to go. Quickly up to Watson, hands it off to Canty. Not wasting much time trying to get over the timeline. Mason, does the drive, and the handoff to Watson with the finish. 71-67. 100 seconds to go. Jones to Thomas, and bounce pass down low to Ward. Backs in. Zimmerman falls hard. Evans now double team, and that left Ellenson wide open, and he lays it in. 71-69 with 1:15 to go. A 2 for 1 here. Mason step back jumper, too strong. Long rebound, here's Zimmerman for 3, in and out. And that's nice D as Dixon knocked it out of DeAndre Thomas and got another possession. In the meantime, foul called here by Paul Hansen.
Nick Evans not happy with that particular call for the reach-in. Aggressive activity by the Hurricanes in back-to-back possessions.
Foul going against Maurice Jones. It'll be his second. Mason to the line, drains out one with 61 seconds to go. 3-point game, 72-69. This quarter has had more ups and downs than the roller coaster. Or even a bar graph. A run by the Hurricanes to start, had a lead as much as by 17. And Cornell Brown in the later stages here, technicals and shown the door by John Hunt. Hurricanes had a 7-point lead, and then Watson there, a little bit too much to say. Got teed up, and it's made it to where we are right now. Close ball game, 73-69, 44 seconds to go. Mason was wide open. Oh, he took too many steps. And the fans react here at the Scotiabank Center with their displeasure of the call made by Paul Hansen.
Yeah, a little bit of a hurry there by Mason. Looked like he had a wide open opportunity at the goal in the middle of the key. Passed up that 3-point shot to try to get it towards the rim. Good decision. Just have to put the ball on the floor.
Mike Leslie slaps the hand of Mason, who's gone to the bench. 35 seconds to go. Inside, Thomas. And rattles around, and it goes down.
DeAndre Thomas continuing to go to work. That's point number 10 on the night. 4 for 6 from the field. He's been very good.
About a 0.8 second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Haywood on the floor has the ball. 10 to shoot, 10 to go. Here in the third. No fouls to give. Teams both at 7 team fouls. A little bit of contact there as Haywood's shot doesn't go. He'll foul Jones, and that will put him to the line here with 0.7 seconds to go.
Yeah, not a very good call, not a very good foul there by Haywood. Gambling with just under 0.7 seconds left. Basically what was left in that quarter was a chuck probably from half court by Jones. And
Jones sinks it here, so he has a chance to tie.
the degree of difficulty hitting that shot.
Pretty good from the line this season.
Yeah, he's going to make
Hits
those
both,
strong.
and we'll see Campbell for our first time tonight. Alex Campbell, the 6'2" guard out of Windsor, coming in here. Watson throws it up, and, well, it hits the shot clock in the top, and that's how this third quarter comes to an end. The 17-point lead has gone bye-bye, 73-73, as we head to the fourth from the Scotiabank Center here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You watch it, of course, NBL Canada action on YouTube. And it's going to be a little bit tough here for Windsor to try, as you say, with Brown, of course, gone here for the rest of the game. Who's going to step up? All of a sudden, the team that came in with doing very well in threes, number 2 in threes made, and number 3 in three-point shooting percentage. Probably a good idea to go inside to Thomas. Really, the Hurricanes haven't really had an answer for that, and Nick Evans has had a spectacular game, so definitely want to probably go inside if you can. But of course, also Warren Ward, dangerous from three land, so this could be a tight fourth quarter coming away, Vince, coming up.
Well, I mean, if you look at the percentage, the analytics don't lie, in particular where the points are coming inside the paint. And you mentioned DeAndre Thomas having an outstanding night. He's 5 for 8 from the field. He's got 14 points. And Nick Evans, an outstanding game as well, 7 for 15. He's got 14. Balance attack. Warren Ward with his average of 15, 6 for 13. So, and then you got Maurice Jones, who's doing an outstanding job of distributing the rock with 7 assists. So, I mean, right now, if you're Coach Jones, you got to be happy of what's happening right now. And Ellenson, he came to life in that third quarter as well. Had a huge put back on a miss, had a run out for a dunk as well. He's got 11, he's 5 for 13. So if you're Coach Jones, knowing that one of your better players is in the showers right now, Cornell Brown, showing the gate on a double technical, you got to be happy. But now you're in a situation where you have 12 minutes, you got a tie ball game, and you got to rely on reserves. Reserves that usually don't play a lot of minutes. You got Clinton Springer, who's in the game now. He's 0 for 3 from the field. Only played limited minutes this evening with 4 minutes, just under 5. And you also have Jeff Remington as well, who hasn't even attempted a shot. And he's played only 6. So you're relying on Remington, you're relying on Springer, and also bringing in Jarreau, who's 1 for 2 with 2 points on the night with 9 minutes. So you have 3 guys on the court that you usually are not, relying on. You're on the road, you're in a tight situation. You're basically in game 1 of a back-to-back, and you have a matinee afternoon game tomorrow with a 4.5 bus ride. What do? Well, the first 5 minutes in this first 12 minutes of this fourth quarter is going to be very pivotal for the Express if they're going to try to pull this one off.
Going to be a red-eye team making their way to Cape Breton tomorrow. Canty fouled.
And that's not the start that Coach Jones envisioned coming out of that third quarter break.
And it'll be for 3. Three shots from the line coming up here from Canty.
Yeah, not a good closeout there by Remington. He's in disbelief that the foul was even called. Take a look at that replay there to see that the contact was made. But these are huge free throws. Canty needs to knock down all 3.
Not a good start as he misses the first one. 15 seconds gone here in the fourth. Of course, we talked about the back-to-back for Windsor. While Hurricanes have the storm coming in, the Island Storm coming in tomorrow. Canty hits second.
Storm, who always plays tough here at Scotiabank. It'll be the third game between the two friends and ex-coaches, Coach Leslie and Coach Salerno of the Island Storm.
And of course, one of the hometown players, Terry Thomas, returns. So you know, a lot of people there from the Preston area will be in the stands watching. So, of course, you'll have the call here tomorrow afternoon here on YouTube on NBLCanada.com. Shot clock at 15. Losing the handle momentarily was Ward, but he managed to keep possession of it. Jumper over Washington, that's short.
Yeah, outstanding defensive play. One-on-one with CJ. Stayed down, stayed patient, and forced that tough shot out of Ward. Ward lost his rhythm off that dribble.
Watson, kick out. Zimmerman. Shot clock at 9. Alley-oop inside to Washington, and an offensive foul.
Lots of contact between
game.
Ward and CJ. Ward dodged a bullet there. It looked like CJ had great positioning. Official called that left arm with the push-off. I'm not sure if it was there, but Express dodged a bullet there defensively.
Chance to draw even on this possession. Ward finds a lane. God, it bounces out. And White with the basketball quickly up. Entry pass to Watson. Defensive breakdown. Easy bucket.
Yeah, they need more of
game.
that. They need more of that. That's what they need to do. They need to continue to attack the rim. Attack this shortened bench and his unconventional lineup right now that the Express have on the floor. But Bill Jones just trying to buy time right now, is trying to give his regulars some rest here. We'll probably see them come back around the 8-minute mark. Just trying to stay close for the next 2 minutes.
Cross-court pass deflects there by the Hurricanes. Springer to inbound. Clock at 12, 10-10 to go here in the fourth. There's Ward with the ball. Coming up, setting up the screen there was Jarrow. Springer's going to have to put it up. Shot clock at 2. Down, and a 24-second shot clock violation. And a little bit of response here from the Hurricane faithful.
Well, see, that's what you get. There's a little bit of the drop-off offensively when you have 3 reserves in the game that are not usually accounted, being
big
nice
breakdown
play.
as Washington
Nice
gets
play.
the bucket with 9:46 to go.
Yeah.
2-possession game.
Huge breakdown. See guys that are not used to being in the game at this time, at this point of the game. So miscommunication defensively between those two guys, and then able to convert defensively.
Evans comes up, sets the screen. So Ward had an open lane, kicks it out, and losing the ball there was Jarrow. Hurricanes with numbers the other way. Watson going to go end to end and gets the bucket, and the timeout called by Bill Jones.
Yeah.
81-73.
Yeah, he can't wait no longer. He had no choice but to inject back into the game as point guard Jones and DeAndre Jones. So both DeAndre Jones and Maurice Jones coming back, and I would think that Ellingson will come as well, as just not a lot of cohesiveness between those 3 guards. As we mentioned, Springer, Remington, those guys are struggling right now, as well as Jannard Gerald not doing, looking for a contact on our last trip down. Didn't get it, didn't get back in transition, and the floor was open. An easy layup going towards the rim for Tyrone Watson. So good timeout call here by Coach Jones, trying to right the ship as the regulars check back into the game. Just under 10 minutes to go here. You would think that this 5 will go the rest of the way, but a good opportunity, a teaching opportunity right now from Coach Jones and his young guards. And speaking to them, as he had a quick conversation between him and Springer on what transpired in that last 3 minutes, but he dodged, he rolled the dice. These guys got the rest that they needed, but right now it's going to be a fight to try to come back all the way here being down by 8 points. But if you're the Hurricanes, you got to be happy. You got your reserves still in the game. You got Canty and Zimmerman putting in great work. And Clint Scales pretty much fresh, ready to go whenever Coach Leslie calls upon him. Mike Poole, limited minutes tonight as well. So another game by Coach Leslie when he's distributing minutes. Good game management here going down the stretch. But it all starts on the defensive end, and hands and passing lanes and easy runouts and transition are going to, decide this ball game tonight.
Just saw a pretty happy crowd here at the Scotiabank Center. Their team up by 8, 81-73. Pass partially deflected. Windsor with the ball. Inside, Thomas. Tough take, and one.
Yeah, continuing to go to work is DeAndre Thomas.
Feed the D train, why not?
Quick spin move towards the middle of the key. Just a tough shot to defend as that sky hook by DeAndre drew the contact, and now he'll give himself an opportunity to complete the three-point play. DeAndre with 16 on the night, trying to make it 17.
Can't, but it's tapped out. And a new 24 on its way.
Going right
back inside, you might as well. It's what's worked most of the night.
Yeah, good adjustment there by Watson. Good idea by Canty in transition. Watson's able to beat DeAndre.
Yes. From outside.
Good stroke there by Zimmerman. He caught it and put it right
game.
up.
84-75. Coming up to 3.5 gone here in the fourth.
Zimmerman, he's 3 for 5 from beyond the arc.
Nice move by Jones. A little bit of room. Entry pass from Ellison. He'll get the return pass from Evans for 3, and that doesn't go, and Watson comes up with the strong side rebound that time. Here's Canty. Makes a nice move, gets away from Jones, but can't get the finish.
Wow, that was
nice move, but it didn't go down for him.
Yeah, crossover.
Canty fouls Jones in the transition.
Well, you got to like that by Jones, right? Just got his ankles broken on the defensive side of things. Canty unable to knock down that mid-range jumper, but coming right back. Not feeling any effects on that last defensive trip, and was very aggressive in attacking the rim and picks up the personal on Canty. So very nice exchange there by Maurice.
Nice solid dig as Ellison wanted to shoot the 3. Meantime, Evans was open, decided to pass it out to kick it out, and Thomas loses the ball.
Evans should have took that jumper.
3 on 2 the other way, but they can't finish. Oh my, 84-75. End to end they go. Ward for 3. Oh yes.
Yeah, 3-point swing there in that exchange. An easy deuce in transition after Nick Evans passed up that jump shot. He wasn't passing up that jump shot in the first 3 quarters. He should have shot it.
6 straight games, double figures for the former University of Ottawa GG Warren Ward. And he has the ball once again. 7:15 to go. It's a 2-possession game.
Yeah, Ward's been very good this season, very consistent.
Evans drives the shoulder in, loses the ball.
Outstanding decision, great help
Bill
off
Jones
the ball.
not happy with Brett Stalker's decision.
Yeah, I got to live with it though. That was a good decision coming off of his man as Canty was able to knock it off of Evans.
Saw Evans' face and not really happy, still not really happy with the turn of events on that possession. 7 to go.
Good help defense though. Just what they needed, the Canes, that is.
Watson,
he's going
as DeAndre Thomas gave him the open look.
Yeah, he's going to give him that shot all game long. He's not going to allow Watson to get inside that paint. And Thomas looks tired right now. No one to go to on the bench, so he has to finish the whole game, but he looks spent.
He back it in, uses his physicality to get in. Swatted away by Ellison, but right into the hands of White.
Good position.
6.5 to go.
Good position, just not enough strength to get it at the rim.
Canty one-on-one on Jones. Zimmerman. Down low. Clock at 6. Canty with the ball. Puts up a long 3, and that doesn't go, but tapped in there by Billy White.
Yeah. Great positioning underneath the basket between him and Ward. Ward was on the backside. Billy was able to ward him off with the right arm, and finish with the left off the window.
halfway point here in the fourth quarter. Vince Williams, Dan Hobson, the Silver Vision crew. 86-78. Ward drives, fouled. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, Ward
Going
staying
against
with
Canty.
it. Yeah, he had to work for that bucket as he crossed over Canty 3 times. Was able to beat him towards the rim eventually after that third crossover. But Warren Ward, as you mentioned, another double-double tonight. Very consistent player for the Express this season. He's been getting it done in the double-double category and averaging 14 points per game, leading this team in points per game. No different tonight. He's been very, very good offensively.
Fourth team foul for the Hurricanes, third for Canty. 86-79. Ward 72% from the line this season and strong on that one, but Evans there. Wanted to get the three-point play, but he'll have to settle for 2 free throws from the line, and he was fouled.
Man, you gotta like the fight and determination in Nick Evans tonight. He's been very good for the Express. Not giving up on that as he was essentially double teamed. He had a guy blocking him out in the front of him, and then from the side he also had another guy blocking him out, and just the sheer determination tonight by Nick Evans.
Watson called for his 5th foul. Evans can't sink the first one. 75% this season from the charity stripe. You can take a look at the picture of the big 6'11" center, and it's a bounce back season for him, wanting to put up some good numbers after what was a really difficult one. And we have
lots of contact between Billy White and Ellingson.
It's a hard foul, so it's got to be like an unsportsmanlike, so all of a sudden the ball will go back the other way.
Double foul on both of them.
Double foul, okay. So cancel each other out. 6-1 are the fouls here, team fouls, Halifax, and only just 1 now for the Windsor Express. 5:40 to go, 2-possession game, 86-80. A little bit of a better defensive performance here for Windsor. But they got to make sure they keep it under 96, because that's all they've been able to get so far as an average, 96 points a game. And if it goes into the 100th century mark like the Hurricanes can do, it's not really standing a good chance for victory for the team out of Windsor. Here is Ward. Down low.
Yeah, he's going to go to
contact there to Thomas, and can't get the finish. And then the weak side rebound gathered up by White. And in transition, Evans fouls White.
Yeah, DeAndre looking for a foul there. Good defensive stance, though. Not a lot of, I mean, there was contact, but he just got a little too strong on that.
5 to go. Still a 2-possession game, 86-80. Oh, that pass is picked off. Ellenson, showtime. Oh, but doesn't get the finish, but
that's got to be 2
go to the
shots.
line.
That's got to be 2 shots plus possession. They're going to talk about it. The crew's going to talk about it, and that's going to be the determination. Nope, just a basic foul there. Not a clear path foul, but Ellenson was looking to finish with authority with the one hand. Close.
Well, he's had some pretty impressive highlight dunks tonight, but it didn't go this time. Ellenson will go to the line, and he is pretty good, 93%. And hits the first.
93% is pretty much automatic. Wally, a good game tonight. It's his 12th point.
Now that's usually his average there, Vince. And
then it was just as we spoke about his being automatic from the free throw line. He just rushed and hurried that second one. It was called for a violation.
It's also known as our jinx, right? Or my jinx, whichever. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, I didn't give any numbers. I just basically said he was automatic, but you did give the numbers of 92% from the free throw line.
I'll take the jinx then this time. I'll take one for the team, buddy.
Well, the Express is going to curse you, but those Canes fans out there are congratulating you.
Cool.
Oh, that's
too strong. White, second chance. Contact, nothing called. Yeah. Wants a call, doesn't get anything.
Lots of contact. Officials are allowing both teams to play now. Another contact.
There's more hard contact. Dixon's going to be called for it.
Good play in transition, working his way inside the paint there is Maurice Jones. He did a good job of getting into the body of Ronaldo.
Well, Springer gave me a souvenir, but that was taken away pretty quickly.
I'm not sure. I guess he must have been sending you a signal here. Maybe you need to wipe your brow. But no.
That's just like one of those balls. Well, you and I being baseball fans, if we were ever catch one, like either a 200 home run, that's how quickly it will go out of our hands, just like that. Easy come, easy go. Timeout on the floor. 5-point game, 86-81.
Express continuing to hang around though. Short bench. Bench got even shorter after the ejection by Quinnell Brown in that third quarter. Jones and the Express still here on the doorstep. In striking distance, only a 2-possession game. Got to be happy if you're Coach Jones. I mean, things look very dire in that third quarter, especially in the first 3 minutes where the Hurricanes went up by 17 points and looked like they were about to blow the doors off of this one. Jones didn't call that timeout to regroup. He allowed his young team to gather themselves and play through the adversity, and they have answered as they were able to cut it down to single digits, eventually tie the game, and now here we are.
A lively crowd, as you see here tonight, and a big crowd tonight. And said off the top of the broadcast, the best of the year, as Jones will go to the line and sinks the first one. It makes it 86-82.
Jones, pretty good stat line tonight, 2 for 4 from the field, 5 for 5 from the charity stripe, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. He's got 10 points now. There's a couple assists and a couple rebounds from a triple-double. Pretty good night for a rookie point guard.
A pretty good find there, 5'7" out of Northwood.
Outstanding stat line thus far.
Mike Scales wide open, decided not to shoot. Clock at 8, 4:05 to go. And Zimmerman with the drive and in.
Yeah, very nice take there by Taekwon. Able to beat Ward off the dribble, but that's what's going to happen when you log big minutes. And Warren Ward has logged some huge minutes this evening for the Express.
Jump ball being called there, as Washington, Watson, and Mason return. 3:46 to go.
You can see in the replay,
Things
good
are
job
tight.
of able to beat Ward off the dribble with the right hand. No help coming late by DeAndre and Evans.
Nice ball movement here. Down low, Thomas, bucket.
Yeah, that's just a tough matchup. It's been a tough matchup all night long for Watson. But you gotta give it up to Coach Leslie, believing in Watson's defense. He's an outstanding defender, but he's given up almost, I would say, close to 60 pounds between him and DeAndre. Could he be even more?
Oh, nice move there by Evans. He came over and denied that. Ward with a nice blow-by move and a layup and in.
Beautiful step through
1
there
point
by
game.
Warren Ward. Ward 21 points on tonight. Outstanding stat line thus far. Has been getting it done offensively.
3 to go. Things tightening up. Clinkscale's 3. Bounces in and out. And Springer will come up with the ball. And
Unlucky.
called for travel.
Unlucky. Great veteran move there by Billy, pulling the chair on Springer. Springer did a good job of getting position and blocking out White. Just couldn't keep his footing there on that rebound.
Oh, wide open was Mason. Nice look. Finish.
Yeah.
Long distance 2.
Good stroke, good ball movement. Say it, I'm gonna say it once, I'm gonna say it twice. This is probably gonna be the 4th time tonight. A good shot for a better shot. Good ball rotation and a nice stroke there by Mason.
The team that leads the league in steals came up on Clinkscales. Mason slam.
Yeah, Mason with the easy deuce and that easy run out. Outstanding job there by the general Clint Scales coming up with that turnover, and the great awareness, always looking to push the basketball on a turnover or off of a long rebound is Clint Scales, as he was able to find open.
There's the look here.
Yeah, nice bounce pass in that run out by Mason, a two-handed finish at the rim. Forces the timeout for Coach Jones and try to reevaluate and make some adjustments here, but
they got within one, but now it's a 5-point game.
And all on the strength of defense, Danny.
Defense wins you championships in basketball games. Offense may be pretty, but this is, you've talked about in previous broadcasts that we've done, or the jobs that you've done by yourself as well. You've talked about how they relied on the three last year of the outstanding players of Justin Johnson and Shane Gibson. Well, they're not here, so
yeah, those
they're not
guys
doing
are
very well from the three. They're missing him, so they're stepping things up in terms of defensive intensity, and they're keeping their opponents to...
Definitely. That's not the makeup of this 2016-2017 team. I mean, this makeup is of defense first, keeping teams under 100 points at 96 points per game, scoring above 100 points per game, and getting it done with good defensive stops, hands in passing lanes, turning it over, getting opportunities in transition, making great decisions in transition, in particular in that last possession. Clint Scales coming up with a great defensive stop and the outstanding pass in the stretch pass to Mason running the floor. Those are the things that they've been doing on a very consistent basis, and they've been very successful, indicative into their win-loss this year, as they got 9 victories against 1 defeat. So when they do those things well, they usually come out on the other side of the ledger when it comes to wins and losses. If they continue to do that in this game, they should be able to close this one out.
2:17 to go. 5-point game. Hurricanes have 17 fouls as they go inside. DeAndre Thomas makes a nice move, can't finish. Second chance opportunity and gets the bucket.
Now Watson took a shot to the chops there with the left arm of DeAndre. Tried to pull the chair on DeAndre. DeAndre stayed with it, but that seems to be the strategy by the Express, trying to continue to pound the basketball inside the paint.
Mason drives towards the hoop and gets the pass and puts it in.
Just been a very tough defensive matchup tonight for Wally Ellingson. Ellingson's been having difficulty staying with the quicker guards or even the bigger power forwards of the Hurricanes tonight. So that's been something that's been exploited on trips down for the Hurricanes.
90 seconds to go. 3 doesn't go, but Evans with the putback.
Yeah, he got away with the push there as CJ went flying almost into the first row on the baseline. Looked back, looked for a call, but none coming. As you mentioned and we mentioned, in this fourth quarter, the officials are allowing these guys to play.
Only 3 team fouls, so they have 3 fouls to give. There's the 3 that rattles in and out. Was in the hands of Evans briefly.
Look at the motor and determination on that miss by CJ. That shot rattled around and looked like DeAndre grabbed him on the arm, and he was still able to come up with that rebound. Outstanding offensive rebound there by Washington.
67 seconds to go.
You can just feel the intensity here from the first row where our broadcast area is, with both of these teams are trying to win this one. And it's coming down, down the stretch. It's only a 1-possession game.
Mike Scales will swing the ball around. As we're down to 1 minute to go here from the Scotiabank Center. Watson comes up and sets the screen.
This is a huge possession here. Canes need a bucket.
Watson now sets the screen, gets the ball back out. Mason for 3, off balance, and the tip in there by White.
And there all season long has been Mr. Reliable. When they needed a big bucket in clutch time and winning time, Billy has been there. Outstanding ball movement, moving the basketball, moving the defense, good dribble drive, penetration, and kick out. A wide open jumper from beyond the arc for Mason. Was unable to get the go, but the determination by the veteran and one of the leaders of this team, and no doubt if he's not a captain verbally, but he is a captain with his play on the floor. Billy White able to get that put back. So huge possession, just what the doctor ordered. They needed to basically put a lot of pressure on Coach Jones and the Express on that offensive trip down, able to execute. Now they need to get the job done defensively. That's where they've been hanging their hat all season long, Dan.
Yeah, it was a good team shot. A couple of nice screens set up by Watson, and then Billy, of course, making the damage there above the rim, off the ground, and put it down, and that's where we stand right now. It's a 5-point game, and as Vince said, it's a huge possession here. And of course, with the timeout, and the basketball will be moved up half court here.
Yeah, 36 seconds left. I mean, this is winning time.
Yeah.
When you get under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, it becomes winning time. Every possession has to be treated like gold. You can't turn it over. You got to get quality opportunities and quality looks at the goal. If you can't get quality shots, you can't get beat in transition, and you can't foul. You can't give up the ticky-tack fouls and allow your opposition to knock down free throws with the clock stopped. Right now, they just need to dig in for the last 2 possessions here and hold court.
Ellenson Evans, DeAndre Thomas, Warren Ward,
not a good
and
pass.
Jones on the floor here.
Not a good pass there by DeAndre. Very tough position he put Ellingson in, trying to that pocket pass.
1 for 1 right now as it stands. Craig Scales back it in on Jones.
No hurry here.
Yeah.
Use all
3
the clock.
fouls to give. Entry pass, Watson.
Yeah,
Could be the
unselfish.
game there. 98-91, 22.3 to go.
Yeah, put them in great position here. Unselfish basketball by Tyrone Watson. He could have dropped the teardrop, but he gave up the good shot for the better shot.
Shot clock shut off. Oh, poked away there by Watson. 12.9 to go. He had the open lane. That was a big hand.
Yeah, the
By the
Express
big
can't
6'8"
dilly-dally.
wing.
They can't dilly-dally. They need to attack the rim. They need to make a decision right away here.
Ellenson not even close.
Yeah, good close
Washington
up.
will hold out onto it, and they'll just get it across the timeline. And this is how it will end, 98-91.
Yeah.
Hurricanes move to 10-1, 4-8 for the Windsor Express.
Yeah, you got to be happy if you're Coach Leslie. You had some resolve in this fourth quarter. You seen the Express, handle the adversity of losing one of their top players, able to battle back throughout the game, come back time after time. You had an outstanding game from your bigs. You had an outstanding game by Warren Ward. That's been pretty much, he's been the most consistent player all season long. But the resolve by the Hurricanes in that fourth quarter to not give in and not relent. Coach Leslie did an outstanding job at distributing minutes, game management minutes, and when they needed big shots down the stretch, the veterans came up. Clint Scales came up with a huge turnover and an easy run out. Then Clint Scales and Billy White did an outstanding job of moving without the basketball and got that put back and put the game out of reach. So if you're Coach Leslie, you got to be happy with the performance in the fourth quarter when it was winning time and they got the job done, Dan.
Yeah, and a big crowd here at the Scotiabank Center making their happy exit. It's going to be a happy drive home for them. So we want to thank our entire Silver Vision crew for the broadcast help tonight, as well as our statistician Alan April for the hard work. So for all of them and for Vince Williams, my name is Dan Hobson. Thank you for watching here on YouTube, the NBL Canada. So long from the Scotiabank Center in Halifax.